Help is on the way, dearie. Great Scott! I feel the need for speed. Cowabunga, dude! You're a wizard, Harry.
Welcome to the When Harry Met Movies podcast.
Welcome to the Harry Met Movies podcast. My host is Dad.
Hi Harry, how are you?
Good.
Good, so what is this? This is our first
YouTube.
This is our first ever YouTube video,
Well, it
people.
depends if you count all the
Yes,
mistakes.
It's not with no mistakes,
It's like that.
We've tried a lot of
Yeah.
ones with different places in the room and stuff like that. And this is where we decided to go. It feels
The
like
classic table, but this
classic
time,
table where we feel comfortable,
But
where
this
we've done all our podcasts.
you
So
slept home.
when you tell the listeners about our podcast,
Basically, Dad showed us films from his childhood.
yeah, that's basically it. Started out about 18 months ago where
Is it only 18 months now?
maybe a bit longer, about 20, coming up to
20.
be about 20 months now. Started showing Harry films, and we've been running a podcast for a while now, and as of today, this is our first YouTube video, and also, we'll explain something that's also been launched today at the end of the podcast.
What?
Well, you kind of know, but you don't know what I'm going to talk about it.
No.
So, how do we always start our podcast? What's the first thing you do?
My sister will stop. Basically, I give you my number line to tell the story.
Yeah, so we recap a film by me basically being challenged to how many sentences I'm going to recap the film in. And we are doing Super Mario Brothers, which came out in 1993.
Exactly. We've done.
So I get 3 sentences.
You should know.
Mario and Luigi are Mario Brothers who are plumbers on Earth. That's what. They meet up with Daisy, who gets sucked into a parallel universe where the dinosaurs didn't die by the meteorite. They were pushed into this parallel universe and evolved into versions of humans. There's 2. And third and final one, with the help of Daisy, they defeat King Koopa. Essentially is the plot of the film. So, we also now do a quick fire round from our infamous cups, which is the first time it's all appeared on camera. We do a quick 10 questions and then potentially what you used to chat about as we're talking about the film.
I want the question.
So, who would you punch? Quick.
Well, you haven't said anything.
I'm asking you. Who would you cook?
Probably King Koopa.
Yeah, great.
What about you?
Him or the woman, which
True.
is called Lena.
True.
Should they make a sequel?
Yes, please, just leave it on the
Yeah, I felt it was kind of set up for a sequel.
But they didn't make enough money, I don't think.
We'll get onto that in a bit. Who would you want to meet?
Yoshi.
I knew you were going to say Yoshi, so I'm going to pick Luigi. I like him.
Yeah, he's not an animal, so...
Saddest moment?
When you see Yoshi chained up.
When you think he's dying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be great. Which character would be me? So this is where, for the listeners and the new viewers, he picks a character for me and I pick a character for him.
I don't want to mean
Go on.
I want to say Koopa.
Okay. I'm going to say Koopa for you, I'm going to say Toad.
That's fine! I actually musical potential.
And who are you picking for me?
Like, it's near the Goombas.
Yeah.
Because you like to dance a lot.
Okay, well, funniest moment.
That. When they're in the lift and Luigi's like...
I would go, instead of going with the same one as you, I'm going to go with one where Luigi's trying to chat up Daisy and Mario helps him.
So that was quite funny.
Does it hold up? As a film, not too bad. However, as a
Link to Mario, no.
Yeah, that's maybe I'm certainly serious and talk about them. Which character would you do a spin-off with?
Probably Daisy.
I'd say Luigi.
Yeah, Luigi. Yeah, I actually want to say Luigi.
I kind of think he's the main one.
Or Yoshi, because they all know balls except for Yoshi.
Worst effect.
Can't really think of
Some of the Koopas I don't think not great.
Yeah, not all of them.
Should I do a remake?
Are you checking them out?
Well, yes, that's kind of... unsure of the exact date, but I'm pretty sure it's today or this week.
It's 31st of March.
So yes, it will be today. Thank you, Harry, for it being put there. They have remade it, which is probably a good thing that it's animated.
Look at these slightly questions.
So, yeah, you just touched on it. So, you always like a few facts about the film, don't you, Harry? So, the budget was 48 million and it made 20 million worldwide. It was in the same year as Jurassic Park, The Fugitive, The Firm, Sleepless in Seattle, and Mrs. Doubtfire. They were the top 5 films of the year, and it came in at number 74 for the year, which is very low.
Is it out
for a film that I think, well, it's however many gets released that year, so I think they'd have expected it to do an awful lot better than that. I think what didn't help reading into it is things like Bob Hoskins, who plays Mario. He didn't really realise it was about a game. And I think as we kind of touched a little bit on with some of the special effects or whatever, it doesn't follow the game, does it? It doesn't look, some of the characters don't look like the game characters, so it's kind of alienates it straight away.
Especially because, like, I know it's about Luigi, but like, when you think of, like, even if you don't know Mario, when you think of what is the main princess of Mario, you think Peach.
So yeah, I didn't know this until I assumed Daisy was. It was like Daisy Peach or something. I didn't really.
Basically, like, how Luigi is the opposite of Mario, Daisy is the opposite of Peach. So how yeah, that's
just yawning there.
Sounds a bit tired. He's got his nap.
Go on.
Yeah, so it's like that. Which you would think, but they didn't mention it. Like, Mario had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But they didn't call her Peach. You would think they would.
Yeah, she was called Danielle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. So I like the idea that they used the fact that there were plumbers quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because that's not really a big deal in the game, other than everything's got pipes, so that's kind of it. And obviously they wear the gear.
Yeah.
And such. But what I did feel was like King Koopa, which apparently he was after a couple of scenes, but he's played by Dennis Hopper, and he's basically Dennis Hopper for the entire film except near the very end where he says things like dinosaurs and T-Rex. But the whole point was that apparently originally he was going to turn into, he was only going to be human for a couple of scenes, and then he was going to be King Koopa, but that doesn't happen.
They just get, like, they use machine basically to make them evolve them or make them dumber, or de-evolve as I think they call it. And they do use the de-evolving on him. And you see his eye go where, like, he's just going to slowly show he's transformed, but no.
I wonder if that's when it was going to happen, maybe.
Yeah, because I like all of them and those are like the script and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot over the endings and the actual script.
Yeah, because I can tell some bits they just did through in there. Like the prison bit.
So essentially, the Mario games, it's essentially, there's like the Toadstools, there's the Koopa Troopers, when King Koopa Bowser, what they call him, he is, sorry, I've got itchy nose or something.
I know, it's very nice.
He is like a big...
Like, turtle.
Yeah, a bit like a turtle.
He looks like an angry ninja turtle.
Yeah, maybe more like a terrapin or something. But in this, he's human, and the idea is that humans evolve on monkeys or similar sorts of... And Koopa's parallel world has evolved from dinosaurs in some form.
Yeah.
So they're all human, but they're all a bit more aggressive. So, for instance, everything's guns, isn't it? So when they use, instead of a mouse, they've got like a thing that points at the screen that looks like a gun. Yeah. And they're using guns for everything. It's sort of like the handheld things. Yeah. They're all gun-shaped.
Oh, put your gun pad away.
I think the idea is to show they're a more aggressive society.
Yeah. Put your gun pad away.
Isn't it like an old woman that kicks up on the metal?
I think so, I don't know. I don't remember lots about this one. Like,
the cars are quite good. There's a car chase scene.
The cars like bumper cars.
Yeah, they basically got, instead of having like a battery, they have like a charge, they have wires above them, don't they? A bit like trams do.
Yeah, they're kind of like, you have to ramp them up.
Yoshi doesn't look, it looks like a little dinosaur rather than a bigger dinosaur. The idea in the game is that they can ride on it, can't they?
Yeah, I do like Yoshi.
Toad's not really in it in the same way. Toad's in it, but it becomes a Koopa Trooper instead of like the little Toadstool.
Yeah.
I think neither of us were sold on the film as a whole.
Yeah, because like.
Do you think it was because
it just became.
Because of what you expect Mario to be, it's not that.
Yeah, and also I just think there's a lot of like it could have been better. Like what they could have done it, except for having them defeat Koopa. This is just my own opinion. I don't think they probably will. They could have Koopa transport. They could have Mario and Daisy. They could have had Mario go back way back over the think if they Koopa, and then when Daisy comes up and they go to We Need Your Help, that's like say like half of the film, something like that. And then they realise that Bowser's still alive and he's fully gone like Koopa or something, and like he's turning more people into like and he's actually motion dimension maybe. And that'd been cool to see like him and just actually in New York City or something.
Well, there was meant to be. The ending was meant to be set on our Earth. It was meant to come through, and that's what it defeated. I think it must have been a financial reason, I'm guessing.
Yeah. It's just I think that'd been a lot more interesting then. Like, what they usually use a bomb or something.
Well, yeah, it's a little.
Yeah, random. They use that on him and then boom, he's dead. The end. Like, he was a dinosaur. I don't think he dropped that just from bomb and dinosaur. I think it's gonna kill him.
Yeah,
we can't test that, but
it was. I don't know. It was a fun film.
Yeah, there's a cut scenes.
But like you say, there's nothing amazing that happens in it. Probably my favourite scene. One of my favourite moments, should I say, is when they finally get the proper outfits on.
Yeah, I've got a couple too. It's like I like the fungus and how it sort of helps. Basically, Bowser turn the old king into a fungus and stuff.
Yeah, he de-evolutionised him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
A fungus rather than a.
And then
rather than a dinosaur.
Yeah. Like because they freeze the whole building. Who destroyed the?
That's what I mean. I quite like how they actually use some plumber skills.
Yeah.
To actually, rather than being super strong or anything like that, they use the fact of the plumbers and that kind of stuff. I like Luigi in it. I thought he doesn't look fully like Luigi. In my eyes, Luigi is around the same age as Mario in the game.
He will be because they're brothers and he's a bit younger.
Yeah, but I don't mean he's a lot younger, whereas in this, he is a lot younger. Isn't he? I would say he's meant to be significantly younger, almost like Mario has brought him up.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like Mario's raised him rather than his parents have raised him.
Yeah. Like, I do like they turn out basically Bowser and it's like he has two little henchmen. And like.
Yeah, they are called. I do have a list of notes here.
That's some secret notebook.
Iggy and Spike.
Like they people playing and not each they use it so they keep catching random people and then Bowser prisoner. Basically they try and rescue them all and like they break open the pipe thing and they use a mattress and like 3 Koopas chase them. That's a pretty cool scene.
Yeah, that is. I quite like that.
How are they not freezing to death though? If they can freeze the pipes, how are they not dead?
You don't freeze straight away when you get into it.
I know, but still. Not it's just like it looks like
but yeah, it's exaggerated a little bit. I
I
quite like how they get the stompers, which is like the jumpy things.
they use like
Stomper boots.
no, they use like ammo like bullet bills, but the bullet bills are meant not use that big, small. They use like proper big. So
this came out in '93. I wonder when the first Mario Kart came out. I bet that wasn't until like mid-90s. So I was thinking in my head that maybe the car should have been Mario Kart, but I've got a feeling Mario Kart wasn't out then. So I think Mario Kart first came out on the N64. I think that was the first Mario Kart.
maybe.
And if it was, that'd be. Why should I remember, Harry?
Because you had an N64 as a child.
I've still got an N64.
I know. It's right there. And you do have that in the game, so you didn't have to go around nice to Mario Kart.
I have them as well. Come on, but another racing one that's like Smash Bandicoot Racing or something like that.
What race car you go at?
God no, yeah. I quite. They also used the what came out, and it wasn't for the N64. It must have been for the SNES, which I think was the one after the N64. Or it might have been for the no, it wouldn't have been for the N64. It must have been out. So you had the Nintendo, and then you had the SNES. I think it was for the SNES, and it was like a
Gun.
big gun, and it was called.
Sapper.
I wrote down on the Super Scope. And they used that as the guns. I shall insert a picture on the video.
To you!
Post it on social media. And they used that as their weapons.
To you, Dad.
Which obviously like a merchandising thing, wasn't it?
You. Alright, I can't wait to get one today in 2023.
Do you know what? There's an awful lot. The problem with computer games and films is a lot they've tried to do as films, and not many have ever been very successful.
I think they didn't have been successful now.
Sonic films haven't done bad.
Yeah, they're pretty successful.
And I think it's because they've tried not to recreate the games, they've thought of another story for it. And put elements of the games in it, like Dr. Robotnik and Tails and the Rings and stuff, but they found a way of bringing that into the real world.
Yeah,
whereas this struggled to do that. There have been other ones where Resident Evil games have been done, The Last of Us just become TV series, which are very popular.
Have you seen it?
Yeah. The problem is I've never played the game.
So,
there's a lot of...
Uncharted got a film.
Not very good.
Yeah. I didn't mind it. I never saw it.
I wasn't a fan of it, but got a bit bored.
It's on holiday.
It doesn't make me as good now. But yeah, I think that's where computer games struggle to actually swap over.
Yeah. Like, that's why I think, like, Mario movie, that's why I think they built this, like...
This obviously came out, like I said, this came out in 96, so say it filmed a year before, probably a little bit more, and that's sort of 91, 92.
Yeah, how many
So games constantly became big, sort of late 80s. So
in
this
Japan,
was
they were very popular with themselves.
This is jumping straight on that bandwagon.
Yeah.
I think
That's why
Hollywood, didn't really know how to handle the game, because they were they were probably worried at the time, whereas, say like, something like superhero films had a huge fan base, but they had mass appeal as well. So even Batman in '89 had the comic book fans, but it had a mass appeal to audiences as well, because it's a superhero.
Yeah.
And I think the problem was, because computer games were so new really, they're only like sort of 10, 15 years old as a whole anyway, where people were playing them at home. For me, film industry didn't really know what to do with it, and they were kind of like, well, if you don't know the game, you're going to go and watch it, so they had to find another way of making it appeal.
Yeah.
Bob Hoskins was a popular actor at the time. He'd done, he recently, around this time, he'd been in Hook, and he'd already done Who Framed Roger Rabbit, was obviously quite a big success. So I think maybe they hoped that would do well, and Dennis Hopper was a very well thought of actor.
Yeah.
And instead of leading fully into the game world, they tried to almost shy away from it in case it didn't quite appeal to everybody.
You can't have Mario Luigi and all these Mario things. You could have it, but you can't have all these staple Mario things in it without people saying, oh, that's got like this, that's got Mario Luigi, that's got all random stuff. You can't say.
No, yeah, you're right.
I mean, like, that's why, like, I think Mario movie it's so how. I think that's why because Nintendo probably can help with it. Like they help, not help with it.
Yeah, they must have had some say in some stuff.
But like, that's why I think now because you would think they probably like also like because I think saying not like main character now, but they used to it. So like I'll say now after that release films and then see how popular Sonic films are. Like we must.
Well, I think based on the trailers for the new film, so we haven't seen it.
I want to see it.
It fully jumped into the world. There's Mario Kart in there. There seems to even be a little bit of Super Smash Bros. In there. There's a lot of key characters in there.
Yeah.
And like you say, a Sonic thing.
I think Sonic was slightly better because I like.
I think Sonic was a lot better than people hoped. The original first trailer, everyone hated because he didn't look.
Oh yeah, I remember how excited.
So hopefully they've done the same with Mario. So really, like, there's been a lot of hate about his voice because Chris Pratt's doing the Mario voice,
I think I'm not
and it
sure
can
what
be
the
seen as
trailer
a little bit racist because it's quite stereotype.
but
But
still,
then
like,
he doesn't really say much in the games.
I don't think he's going to say much in the trailer.
I think he will. I think he'll have to talk a lot in the film because he'll carry the film. But I don't know. We'll see on that.
Yeah.
So, what would you rate this film?
3.
So, for our listeners, Harry should jump straight into 3 without me explaining this bit. You rate out of 5, 5 being a perfect film. Go check out some of the ones we've already done, which are available as podcasts, such as Mrs. Doubtfire, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Terminator 2. Spoiler alert for both 3 scores, but great episodes, if we do say ourselves.
Yeah.
But we always say a 5-star film doesn't have to be the greatest film ever, it just has to do what it's trying to do as best as it can. You can't really think of a way to change it.
Yeah.
And so you're saying this is a 3, which we would say is a recommendation, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
But not a perfect film.
No, it's not even.
Nowhere close. I don't think I can give it a high. Would I recommend this? Probably not. So for me, Mario is aimed at kids, and would I recommend this to Oliver?
Oh, look, it says it's people with guns and bombs and...
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend this to Oliver. So Harry's got a brother called Oliver who is 7, so I wouldn't recommend it to him.
Yeah, he's 17 now.
Yeah, well, yes, you're not like that, so...
I don't. I'm not that
So
sassy.
I would probably give it a 2.5,
Yes.
so that gives it 2.75 overall. So she jumps into our... We have a list, so this doesn't work well on audio thing where people can't really see, but...
And camera people, you can. You can see Dad's nice tattoo.
Not really, because you can't...
Well, you can't see the screen, but you can see a bit of Dad's tattoo with Disney and stuff. I think he's going to get updated soon.
This has been freshened.
Oh yeah, I love when you're going to get freshened up.
I'm getting another one for Oliver.
Yeah.
So Super Mario, that falls with 3 Amigos
Okay.
and Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Awesome.
So it's in our bottom 3, which to be honest I would say that's about right. So yeah, so that's our Super Mario Brothers review. Now hold around because we do other stuff on the podcast.
Is it any other films you're excited for? I've got 2 films I'm excited for.
What's that?
The Dungeons and Dragons film and the Nature film.
Okay, yeah, so we'll probably go watch those 2.
And Mario, but... Yeah, because Dad loves Transformers.
I know he's about to say.
We went to the toy shop today, and Dad says my mum said a bit too old for Lego, but Dad's 38 and he got Optimus Prime, so...
Look at that! It converts. I haven't built it yet.
Yeah, Dad's a big child, if you can't tell. He's got loads of Lego
Oh yeah, this will be the
sets.
first time that listeners can see the room. So
He's got 1,
Harry
2,
Potter Lego
3,
sets on lock in
4,
here.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
I don't care.
18-ish Lego sets.
I don't care.
And he says I'm a bit too old for Lego and toys now. You can't say anything to me now.
Um,
I'll just put out this.
so we are, just for the
You're such a big
podcast,
child.
now we're on YouTube, we are also going to be doing top 5 section. So every week we'll try and do a top 5, hopefully kind of related to the film we're covering. So this week we're doing top 5 games, so we're going to both pick a game each,
I dropped the paper.
and we'll go 1 for 1, we'll do 5 games each. So Harry, you can go first.
Complexly. It's Harry Potter, and it's one of the best games I've played so far.
Very, very popular at the moment, I will give you that. A lot of
Yeah.
my friends have purposely bought Xboxes or PlayStation 5,
Yeah,
so
I've got a
let's
lot of
play it. You've got one, so have you got a lot of money?
You own Mum owns the power button, you own all of it.
To be fair, we own it 3 ways technically, but it is your Xbox, so...
I own the main hard drive and the account.
Okay, I own the games.
Oh, but they don't count, they didn't cover the purchase.
But, so that's one of yours. Is it good? Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I had to stop playing for a bit because I need to get, so I can get back into it, and I'm getting back into it, which is good. I'm almost finished with it, so.
I'm going to go with GoldenEye. On the
Yeah, it's
N64.
from back in your days, you used to
Yeah,
alter
this was a game that revolutionised first-person shooter, revolutionised multiplayer first-person shooters. You could go around, you could kill It just didn't exist.
Did you play this with your sister, my auntie?
No, it was more me and my mates. People I'm still friends with to this day. We would, after school, we would go into shops in town where they sold computer games, and they'd always have an N64 set up with GoldenEye, and there'd be queues of people stood around playing it.
Like, you had to like do turn. Like, how did they get you a mileage?
Winner stays on, really. I was quite good at it.
That's how you own the team with all of them.
Yeah.
So you just a liability.
But yeah, it's just a great game, and it's still considered one of the best games about. Yeah.
One of the games which is called Sea of Thieves. It's kind of like a pirate game, and basically you sail around and you get treasure and you sell it, and like you sink ships and stuff. And you can like.
So you go shopping and bargaining, basically.
Yeah, you can get drunk in it too. So.
You're going out and getting drunk, is what you're telling me.
What? They've had emperor to be on the ship, so.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's what.
CEO.
Second, I'm gonna get Mario Kart.
See, you can tell how old he is.
You can get, to
What
be honest,
Mario Kart?
on any of them. But to be honest, I quite like the one that's on the Switch. That I've played against all of them. Or the actual arcade. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you and all the forces are on it.
I just think that's one of the best driving games, just because it's fun. You've got the actual racing thing, which is fun, but you've also got the battle modes where you can battle each other, or you can battle each other just on the tracks. I think that's quite a cool game. And how they've introduced more characters, it's kind of I quite like.
Minecraft is a sandbox
I
game.
thought you might pick
I
Minecraft.
play Minecraft a lot.
It's fair. It seems it's like a
Sandbox.
intro to that sort of sandbox world, isn't it? And it's like
Yeah.
massive, really. You can't knock it.
You like it.
Kids love it. No, because whenever I play it with you, you get annoyed at me because we do creative or whatever, and I just drop bad guys near you. And stuff like that.
Then you just drop TNT. I'll drop TNT on you now.
What's your third?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the third one for me. As we're talking about the film, probably Mario's got to be up there. I'm trying to think which one I preferred. Probably the N64 one was my first proper big Mario game. I just think they've always managed to find a new way to make it more interesting as time gone on.
Which one?
Mario. And they've just added more and more to it, more characters. They've obviously got spin-offs like Wario and Luigi and Waluigi have all come into it. And
That's a cool.
it's obviously, it's still going now. It's one of the first big console games and it's still going now.
Yeah.
It's still just as popular. And it's Nintendo's big selling point, isn't it, really?
Oh yeah, that's Nintendo's like giant sampler.
Yep.
Grounded, it's like when they shoot the kids.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's got that's why I'm scared of. But I just get rid of them. If I see a tiny one like me, I'm scared.
But it's good.
Yeah.
So what do you have to do?
Basically just to survive, like basically you get shrunk down by basically by a scientist, and you have to uncover what you've been doing basically in the yard. You have to also survive against like spiders, you have to like get food, water, you have to survive against like spiders, ants and all that.
Alright, cool.
You would like it, I think. Just like you would be dying too, I think.
Number 4 for me would be the Turtles arcade game.
Oh, I knew it.
Yeah. There's a new version of it, but I used to play one back when I was younger, and it was like you could be all 4 turtles, you have to go up the streets, beat all the things, and it's basically the same as the new version of it. But it was just the fact you could play with 4 people.
4 people?
Well, 4 in total, you and 3 of us. Yeah, it was fun. Number 5, the final one for you.
I'm gonna say that Super Smash Bros. On the Switch.
Okay.
I just think if I ever like when my downstairs and mum, I just want to do that. I just usually play that or Pokemon.
Pleasure, I said Pokemon.
Yeah, I was. Oh yeah, no, I changed my Pokemon Go. That's what I forgot. Because I play a lot of you in the gym outside me. Battle to the death over it.
Wait, what would you swap Pokemon Go in for?
Probably Super Smash Bros. If I switched a couple out.
So that's a 6th one if you're going to name the 6th one.
Yeah.
Okay, so my 5th one is Sonic.
Back in your days.
Sonic 2 for me. So Sonic 1, my first console was a Mega Drive and I got Altered Beast with it. And my friend did Sonic and Altered Beast, so we used to, and I had a couple of other games, so we would just borrow each other games.
Like what you now.
Yeah, and then Sonic 2 came out, so I bought Sonic 2. Because because there was no point in buying Sonic because all my friends had Sonic, so I just borrowed that whenever, and then we would just swap them.
I want to be Tails.
Yeah, and I always liked Sonic 2. Sonic 2 was the first one where it had like this tube, like a half pipe, but it was like you went down it and you had to catch rings and stuff.
Did your sister play it again?
No, not really.
If she didn't, what he or she they have?
No, she didn't really play it. But yeah, definitely Sonic 2. That's the name of 6, probably Street Fighter 2. That was like the first, little action game that I liked.
Don't go back.
Yeah, but that was like a shooting, but Street Fighter's actually like a beat 'em up.
How do you now react to see you just killing people in gold?
Good. Just no different from
Way
you
back
killing
to-
people on Hogwarts.
I do not. They just said it was feeling
What's the difference
animals.
then? It's just a game and you've got to be able to distinguish that, haven't you?
They still shoot this animals.
We've
Switch
got
on.
grey area games now where you've got ratings on them is the fact that because they're so visually realistic, like on like
Well,
Call of Duty and stuff like that.
you can't be storming into a poacher's camp with a giant beast.
Yeah,
then
Call of
hurt
Duty
it,
and things
yeah.
like that can be
I
quite
don't play them.
violent.
I find it weird.
So
Weird.
I've never been that sort of person anyway, into that sort of games. But I've never said FIFA because FIFA's one of the games I play.
Yeah, like we went to like we did a game shop in the town, and they had all the old FIFAs, and it was expensive, like I think £10 at FIFA 22, and it least expensive like going for £1 for like FIFA. They're all going for like £1 or £2, so you need
FIFA
FIFA.
96 was the first one I ever.
When was that? When was that made?
1996.
Jesus, how old is FIFA and how old are you?
43. We've had this
Oh,
conversation 100
you-
times on the podcast.
Well, you don't see me next time, you don't I?
So yeah, that's our top 5. So, the other thing I mentioned earlier is also being launched is our merchandise store.
Oh, mug!
The link will be in the description below this, and it will also be on our website, which hopefully will be getting redesigned as well to update because we've got
Probably
a
not.
new logo which you'll be able to see on the link. Well, I assume this will be now the logo, but you'll see when you look at stuff on the introduction to the actual YouTube video. This is where he's taking the mick out of me. This is why he's never going to survive till he's 14, which is in like 2 weeks. He thinks he's funny, he's not.
I know I'm not.
But yeah, if you could get punched in the face. But we're on YouTube, so I can't do stuff like that. Not like I do that really, but yes, we've got a merchandise shop. If there's anything you want added to it, let us know.
You want a mug as
Any
well?
sizes and potentially different colours of stuff. All the profits will actually go into account for Harry
What?
into his savings.
Oh, I'm going to feel rich. I use a TikTok.
You would like to think you might pay me for stuff, but
I will. I'll pay you in happiness.
I don't get paid.
No,
then.
I used a TikTok filter saying what we're doing this year, and it said big complaints.
How's it? Well, who knows? You never know.
That's what,
But I hope our first video wasn't too bad.
That's just why I'm uninstalled TikTok.
Are you what?
If that filter's right and complains, I'm deleting TikTok off my phone.
Okay.
It can never track me then.
But yeah, I hope you enjoy this. And I hope it wasn't too bad of a first episode. Look back at our old episodes and if you listen to podcasts. We will, coming up, we've got a few different things we do. Every month we're going to try and do group of films, but every now and then we do like a random.
I'm gonna get smacked.
We do like a theme month, so we've just done a Roald Dahl month, and we've got one coming up, which will be a break from When Harry Met Movies, because it's technically going to be When Harry Met Series. It's going to be TV.
A new sequel channel.
No, it's still on the same
I
channel.
I know.
Any ideas you want us to do for films and stuff? We've done an awful lot of films that you probably might have already suggest, but we will be revisiting some of them when we're going to do them again, because when we first started we did 2 films in one episode.
Yes.
And now we're going to try and we only do one, so we're going to maybe revisit. Is there any you want to revisit?
I'm trying to think which ones do we do together. Do we do both Gremlins though?
Yeah, Gremlins were one, Back to the
Maybe
Futures,
do Back to the
Karate Kid we might redo.
Maybe we do the two Gremlins and 3. We actually do 3.
We don't have to do them all, we just do like the first ones, and like
I think-
Ghostbusters
I
and maybe
think
Jurassic Park.
If we
And,
do Jurassic Park, Ghostbusters, Gremlins and Back to the Future, then
and I think there's quite a few good ones that we could redo.
because I have a little gizmo, so we have to do Gremlins at some point, guys.
So, thanks a lot for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Hope you're enjoying our content. If you could like and subscribe the video just down below.
Down there.
Yeah, down there. There should be a button. Is it over here or whichever side? It could be flipped. We're not too sure.
It's in the corner.
If you're basically if you're watching this on YouTube, like and follow the channel, then you'll get notifications whenever a new video is uploaded.
Yeah, I think that's all.
Comment, share with your friends. Make sure you tell everyone. Share your dog. I like that. Your nan, get her to watch
or
it.
your cat.
Cat. When you're on the bus, pay for your fare and just show the driver and get him to download it.
Just you have to like.
If you listen to this as a podcast, which is absolutely fine, make sure you're paying attention so you're walking or running or whatever you're doing or driving. Yeah.
Or swimming.
Again, if you could like, comment, share with your friends, share it on all your WhatsApp chats, on your Facebook, on your social media platforms. Talk about social media. We're on Twitter. I do all the.
Are you on Twitter? I don't know.
We're on Twitter, Instagram,
Tweet.
TikTok. So
TikTok.
you can find us at www.whenharrymcmovies.com. You can find us on YouTube at When Harry Met Movies.
There's a website.
You can find us on TikTok at When Harry Met Movies, Instagram at When Harry Met Movies, and on Twitter we are Harry Met Movies rather than When Harry Met Movies.
Why?
Just because Twitter gave us that handle.
Oh.
We also have a merch store, so check that out.
Merch? Do we sell
Merch,
mugs?
yeah. We sell mugs. Perfect Christmas presents. You can have hoodies, t-shirts, tote bags.
No way! How many can I buy?
If there's any suggestions, let us know. Interact with us on social media.
Really?
Yeah.
I do.
I do all the social media because he's lazy and he's a star. So
I don't have
as
any
all
of them.
famous people do,
And I'm not bothered to.
they employ someone to do it.
I am not bothered to sign up to
So
it.
I'm employed by Harry to run his social
I
media.
don't
for us.
pay you, I pay you with love and happiness.
I don't get paid.
You're funny though. Everyone needs a dad to help them.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Bye bye.